I bet you were sliding around in there, icy, nasty.
Yeah. Better than actually is better than the mud from yesterday.
Do that again. That was so cute.
Everybody needs an assistant.
And speaking
Oh
of,
yeah.
I might have a little
congratulations.
one joining us later too.
Hi, this
Huh?
is Larry.
But I might have a little one joining us too if she wakes up from her nap during this.
How old is she now,
Aw.
Allison?
13 weeks.
Wow.
The little one.
Wow.
How big?
Oh, she's small. A little under 10 pounds.
Yeah, but this one's
Wow.
small. She just made 12 and she's 5 months.
Ooh. Yeah, we're probably on that track.
So Cassie, you said everybody needs an assistant, and I want you to keep that in mind for the next meeting.
I never say nobody needs an assistant. Trust me. I need a little bit more efficient assistant than this one.
Hmm.
Yes, they said they told me 20 minutes beforehand.
All right, we're ready.
Oh, so I guess we'll call the meeting to order.
All right. Item number 1, I received an email yesterday from the Village of Greenwich CBA chair that says that he had learned late last week that the Greenwich CBA application for 56 Salem Street had been withdrawn. So we can skip that one.
Okay.
And go on to number 2, which is a site plan review for the town of Kingsbury for a 96 unit townhouse construction project. It's going to be built on vacant land on 1189 Dix Avenue. And the apartments will be 11 8-unit townhome style apartments and 2 4-unit townhome style apartment buildings with 2,000 linear square feet of new private road and driveway connections to municipal water, etc. And the location is adjacent to wetlands, but there's none on site. The site is listed on the environmental site remediation database, but contaminated soils have been removed and they have deed restriction on the use of groundwater. A traffic study has been completed. And I just noted that the description in the application still is different than the traffic study, but both details 96 townhome units, but in different configurations. And then there will be proposed 2 full access driveways onto Dix Avenue and Queens Drive, which is feeds into Dix, and some sidewalk replacement. They're currently narrow. They're going to be wider, about 5 feet. And you all have the traffic review study, and the location photos are in the site plan drawings. I thought maybe I would try and share the screen if there's discussion. So I didn't put a determination because it is a large scale project. So I thought maybe there would be discussion.
Is that our road? Is that why we're looking at that? Is Dix Avenue belong to the county or
Mhm.
state? That's the only reason it made it on?
Dix Avenue is a county road, but it's also a state route gets referred to. Like
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why it's there, because it's Dix Avenue, basically. That pre-existing thing there, the thing in between the two developments is a restaurant, and then Sutherland's farm store is also on the other side of that. So in quick succession, you have toward the west, I guess, Sutherland's, Queens Drive, both happening really quickly, which are both busy places, partially because of the housing development and because the restaurant also feeds onto Queens Drive, as does one of Sutherland's. And now you're going to have another entrance onto that road, probably 100 feet to the east. That's going to be a busy part of the world to get in and out of. I know he's got one of them going out onto Queens Drive and then coming out, but he's got another direct access to Dix Avenue, and that's going to be interesting with all those people coming and going at the same time.
Can you share it and show it?
Yeah.
I just want to be clear, that's not a county road, that's a state road.
It's a state road, right?
That is a state road. Yep. Where Burgoyne meets Burgoyne at Maple Street at the Stewart or the Cumberland Farms is where it goes from county to state.
Okay.
So part of Burgoyne is state.
Andy, can you give
Dix's.
Pamela? Okay, you got it. Thank you.
I got it. No, it just takes a second to make the switch, but let's see where the best picture is. Those are all details. Does that have the inlets and outlets on it?
No.
Okay. My screen is too small. Oh, here's Dix Avenue. And then this must be off to Queens. So maybe there's a separate one for Queens Avenue. Let me see.
Queens Avenue is separate, or
Yeah, it
Queens
is.
Drive.
Queens
Drive.
Drive.
All right. So that
Yep.
looks like about where it is there.
About where it is up here. Yeah.
So see the traffic circle
Yep.
up
Yeah.
here, and you can't see them. I'm pointing out with my cursor, which doesn't help you any bit whatsoever. So
I see it. I see
the
your cursor.
right up in the upper corner, and then it feeds down to Queens Drive and comes out. So that the one that's in between the two sets of buildings is a direct access to Dix Avenue. So in quick succession, going from bottom to top, you'll have that road, you'll have Queens Drive, Queens Avenue Drive, whatever it is, in the break for Sutherland's, and then to the left or south, you would then have the turn to, I think it's North Avenue that's over there. So that's a pretty busy area right now without the extra road. So I don't know if we might want to comment on that for it's not our road, so.
Yep. Sounds like
but
a good idea.
it's tough to get in and out of there versus if everybody's coming out on Queens Drive, you'd have one less egress ingress, but that's a pretty busy place with the restaurant going and Sutherland's going and people coming in and out.
So are you suggesting a traffic study of some, Roger?
Well, they did a traffic study.
They
so I'm
did a
not-
traffic study.
I'm not going to
yeah.
argue with the traffic study guys.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, it's going to be an interesting part of the world because there's going to be there's already all kinds of people, not everybody uses Queens Avenue Drive, whatever it is, like to go to Sutherland's. So some people turn at Sutherland, some people turn at Queens Drive. The restaurant egress is only on the Queens Drive. Sutherland's has a separate egress. You can take your pick. You can either go right out to Dix, or you can go out onto Queens Drive and then go out on the Dix that way. So,
So there's already townhomes back there as well.
Yep. So Queens Drive leads to those townhomes in the back.
Yeah.
And then the entrance to the restaurant, there is no direct entrance off of Dix to the restaurant. It's on to Queens Drive and then into the restaurant parking lot. And then Sutherland's has its own, because it was there before everybody else, has its own, I assume, has its own Dix Avenue entrance, and then also has an entrance on the Queens Drive lane road, whatever it is, which you can then use to go up to get to Dix. So there's basically two entrances, two fairly busy, and depending on the time of day, at midnight, none of the businesses are open and it doesn't matter, but it can get busy in that part of the world.
Yeah, because it's also close to Vaughan Road and it's not
Right.
too far down the street from the intersection with Route 4, and all of that is quite heavily trafficked.
Right. So I'm not going to quibble with the traffic study. I'm just going to say they're going to have to pay attention to that because it's going to be busy at certain times of the day.
For the purpose of writing a comment in the letter that goes out, how would you word? Do you have any suggestion how the committee would word?
I do not, because I'm not obviously that's not the wording and things is not my forte. And they did a traffic study, which I'm assuming takes into account that. And I would defer to people like Allison who know way more about this than I'll ever know, in terms of how to say things like that. But it's going to be almost like not a choke point, but there's going to be a lot of people coming and going there. And I can tell you from experience at Dix Avenue in the morning, everybody's going toward Glens Falls for the most part. And at night, everybody's coming back. So it's difficult to take a left out of there between, let's say, 4 and 6 o'clock at night. And it would be probably just as interesting in the morning to take a right coming out, because there's going to be a lot of people on that road at those certain amount of times. And then on the weekends, it's just a pretty steady back and forth. That Dix Avenue is almost our equivalent, smaller equivalent to like Quaker Road. That's probably one of that and coming back into the county over Route 197, or the two places at night. It's tough to, like, if you're coming back at the end of the day into the county, you can see a good sized load coming over 197 over the bridge into Fort Edward. You can see a good sized chunk of people coming back into the county on Dix as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that velocity is pretty quick too. I don't know what the speed limit is on that section, but it makes it even uncomfortable to make a left-hand turn off of Dix in some places.
Yeah, no, it'll be busy. And it's not they're going to be in pretty quick succession. Those turns are going to be in pretty quick succession. It may help people get out of Queen's Anne Drive, or Queen Anne's Drive, or whatever it is, because folks may be slowing down to turn on the most east, the new driveway, for lack of a better term, with the new road. If they have confidence in the traffic study, that's about all you can say.
So then is this a matter of local concern?
Well, it's not our road, Deb. So I guess I would say it is a matter of local concern. If it was if it was our road, I'd be saying to you, I hope we've considered the curb cuts and everything else, but it's not our road at the bottom line.
So I make a motion, it's a matter of local concern.
I'll second that. Any further discussion?
With
Favor say
comments?
aye. Oh,
With comments.
with comments. All in favor? Aye.
I,
Opposed? Carried. I was late to the meeting, so did anybody take a second and introduce Allison to the rest of us?
we chatted with her.
Okay, Allison, I'm Cassie Feather. I'm Chair of the Agricultural Planning, Economic Development and Tourism Committee and Town of Cambridge Supervisor. Pamela is our planning person. Deb Donahue is our highway superintendent for the county. You know Laura, and Roger and Jillian are our lawyers. And Sue Clary has popped into our meeting. She's the supervisor of the town of Salem. And that's us.
Thank you. Yes, I think I've met most of you, but it's great to be here.
We're hoping you come back.
We got her now.
Yep.
Well, I used to
Okay.
be on Pamela's. I used to be Pamela for Saratoga County, so I'm ready for this.
Good. Well,
It's nice.
Okay,
It's so very nice to have you.
so what's next, Pamela?
Okay, what's next? We are moving over to the town of Salem. This is a site plan review for a project under ZBA consideration for an area variance. It's an addition to the existing Stewart shop in the town. It's for a 1,022 square feet expansion at the rear of the current building, though the applicant's project description reads 801 square feet to the east side of the building, and to relocate utilities to the southern side of the building. Project application submitted is for an area variance for parking and property line setback requirements for a property zoned commercial. ZBA review determined that the applications for the Stewart expansion meets the commercial district requirement that the parking expansion does not meet the one space for every 150 square foot of floor space requirement, which translates to 7 new parking spaces. And that front, rear, and side yards are to be a minimum of 15 feet from structures, parking as defined as structure, and that this is a pre-existing non-conforming condition. So this is sort of a formality to get a determination or the variance for this. And so I just propose that it's a matter of essentially local concern because it doesn't really change the traffic patterns or maybe the busyness of the or the visibility going in and out of the property.
So we'll make a motion a matter of local concern. Do I have
Second,
a second? Deb?
Yep.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Wait, I think
Sue
Sue,
has
do
a
you have a
question.
question?
Yes.
Sue, your question?
Cassie, are we doing C or D on the agenda?
Oh, number three on, do you know, Sue, because I didn't know you were going to be here. I didn't give you this, I have like a report that I'm reading off of, so.
The only thing I was concerned on the agenda, it had as 5 Park Place, and there's 2 different ones. One is on 5 Park Place, and the other one was on Blanchard Street and Route 22, and that would be Stewart's.
We're talking about Stewart's.
Right.
Okay, 232 Main Street. Yeah. So
Well,
that's the one we're doing.
Blanchard Street and Route 22. On
Oh,
the agenda,
Blanchard.
it showed it as 5 Park Place, town of Salem. So I was just clarifying the location. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, next,
Okay.
Pamela.
Next, the fourth or third one is site plan review for a project under ZBA consideration for use variance in the town of Salem. This one is 5 Park Place. And it involves the changing of zoning from modern density to modern density residential to mixed use. This is an application for the renovation of an existing manufacturing building to establish a woodworking business and living space in a medium density residential district. The Town of Salem Planning Board review determined the need for both the use and area variance. No expectation as per materials presented of increased or changed traffic patterns due to new residential status, woodwork, showroom, furniture production, and teaching space. And the drawings on the project show the creation of a three space parking area and a loading and an unloading area. And the access to the building, the driveway in egress and ingress is 120 feet from the intersection of Park Place and State Route 22, which is how it came to us. And I can turn on the location drawings if you'd like.
How do we start discussion on that? We just talk about it?
Yep. Go ahead, Deb, what you got?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh. Just ask.
I think there is a sewer hookup here that will require construction across the street on Park Place. That's the only thing.
They're proposing multiple living units here. Or is it, it's one?
Pamela, are you trying to share a screen or something, or?
I was going to, does anybody want to see the drawings of this? I was trying to find the page that, because I have the share of the other, so let me take that off. There we go. Oops. Hey, has stopped. Oh, well. There we go. So the Route 22 is like, if you could see me moving my cursor. I don't know, does Zoom have a pointer? I would think that it would, but anyways, State Route 22, South Main Street is this way. Park Place is along this long edge. And this is the proposed parking. And this is the loading, unloading here.
Didn't they have a
Diagram.
sectional view? Didn't they have a sectional view in one of those drawings? There you go, that one.
Yeah,
Shows you
Yep.
what they're gonna use.
yeah.
It
So
doesn't
in
say if it's
looking-
So this is
multiple.
right on 22, right? Well, the entrance is not on 22, but this is the building, Sue, that has been vacant since I used to ride the school bus every day a
It's the old
million
church.
years ago.
Yes.
Yep. So it would be really awesome if they could actually do this.
They're very excited. It's a young couple from Denver, Colorado. And I talk to them, I feel like every other day. I don't know if they're on right now, but they are very excited
Sure.
about moving from Denver to here. And they-
Good. Well, I wish them the best of luck. I think this is a local concern.
I can't wait till the lights get on.
A motion, I'll make a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? Okay. Is there anything else?
Just that we have a notice from APA. There are two notices, but one is a resubmission of a notice of a permit. So I don't think that we have to take time on it, but the other notice is just the town of Putnam. Written comments are requested if it's optional. Black Point Way, construction of a single family dwelling within the shoreline setback. So just a notice. And then we're done.
Great. Thanks.
Comments? Okay.
All of your assistants are so quiet today. I see one. Do I see one? Is there another one there? Allison, do you have one?
No, she's still sleeping.
Oh,
Throwing
So
her
we
little
get to-
thing on the floor, though. I have to keep picking it up.
so we get to see Cassie's in the end again.
Okay,
Yeah.
Allison, you get to bring yours next time.
Okay,
Next
bye.
time. Bye. Thanks, guys.
All
See you
right,
next
hopefully
time.
she takes a nap before DPW meeting.
Me too.
Bye.
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 Bye.